Hey everyone, and welcome. If you're in the restaurant business, you know this is a big one. We're talking about your point of sale system, your POS. This thing is literally the nerve center of your whole operation. Make the wrong call, and oh boy, the headaches are real. So let's break it down.
I mean, how perfect is this? Choosing a POS system feels like ordering from a 10-page diner menu. It's so true, right? You're staring at all these options, cloud, server, hybrid, and you're just like, what does any of this even mean? Well, don't worry. We're going to simplify that menu for you right now.
And let's be real, this isn't just about picking some fancy tech. This decision hits everything. We're talking about your daily operations, how your staff communicates, even your bottom line. So yeah, getting this right, it's a really, really big deal.
Okay, let's kick things off with option number one, the Cloud POS. This is kind of the new kid on the block, the modern favorite. Its biggest superpower? Accessibility. Seriously, it's like having your entire restaurant's command center right there in your pocket.
So, how does this magic actually work? Well, forget about that big, clunky computer humming away in the back office. With a cloud system, all your data, every sale, every item in your inventory, everything gets stored securely on the internet. What that means for you is you can grab your phone, your tablet, whatever, and see exactly what's happening in real time. Doesn't matter if you're at home or, hey, even on vacation.
All right, so here's the deal. The pros and cons. The good stuff? Your upfront costs are way lower. It's usually just a monthly subscription. Plus, it's super easy to scale up if you open another location, and connecting it to things like online ordering is a breeze. But, and this is a big but, the cons are pretty serious. You are 100% dependent on the internet. If your Wi-Fi goes down during the dinner rush, you've got a massive problem. And you're trusting another company with all your precious data, so you better make sure their security is top-notch.
So who's this really for? Well, if you're running a food truck or a little cafe, it's perfect. Just starting out and watching every penny, this is probably your best bet. Or maybe you've got a few locations and you're always on the go. The ability to check in from anywhere is a game changer. Bottom line, if you need flexibility and remote access more than anything else, the cloud is definitely for you. All right, moving on to option two, the server-based POS. You can think of this one as the original powerhouse, the old-school workhorse of the restaurant industry. This is that traditional, super reliable system that you see in a lot of established spots that have been around forever. Now, the whole idea here is pretty much the exact opposite of the cloud. All your data lives right there, inside your restaurant, on your own physical server. It's like a closed system. Everything just runs on your own private network, totally separate from the wild, unpredictable internet.
So, the biggest pro is a huge one. It works even if the internet is down. That makes it incredibly stable and fast, especially when things get crazy. You're also in complete control of all your data. The catch? Well, that control costs you. You've got a big upfront investment in hardware and software. And forget about pulling out your phone to check on sales while you're out. That's just not how this works.
So where does this system really shine? Think about those super busy high-end restaurants where speed and reliability are everything. It's also the obvious choice if you're in a place with shaky internet. And, some owners just like the idea of owning all their tech and keeping their data under their own roof. If that's you, this is your system.
Okay, so we've got the super flexible cloud on one hand and the super stable server on the other. But what if you're sitting there thinking, man, I really want a bit of both? Well, that brings us to our third option, the hybrid POS. And yeah, it's designed to be the best of both worlds.
Here's the magic behind it. The system runs on a local server inside your restaurant, just like the traditional kind. That means it's fast, and it works if your internet cuts out. But when the internet is working, it's constantly syncing all that data up to the cloud. So you get the speed of a local system with the backup and remote access of the cloud. Pretty cool, right?
The benefit here is huge. You basically get rid of that number one fear of a cloud system, the dreaded internet outage. But you still get to check in remotely and have all your data backed up online. The trade-off? You guessed it, it's money and complexity. These systems usually cost more than a cloud-only setup, and getting them installed can be a bigger project.
So who's the perfect customer for a hybrid system? I'm picturing a busy, full-service restaurant that just cannot, under any circumstances, afford to go down. It's also a fantastic option for restaurants that are ready to upgrade from an old server system. You get to add all those modern cloud features without giving up the rock-solid stability you've come to rely on. Okay, deep breath. We've laid out the three main players on the field. So now for the million-dollar question. Which one is right for you? And the answer, honestly, comes down to looking at your specific restaurant, your budget, and what matters most to you.
This chart right here is your best friend. It just lays everything out side by side. Let's just take a quick look. See that first line, internet required? If your connection is spotty, well, that pretty much rules out a pure cloud system right away. Or how about upfront cost? If you're launching on a shoestring budget, that high price tag on a server-based system might just be impossible. Think of this as your personal cheat sheet for making the call.
So let's boil it down. You should choose a cloud POS if you're all about flexibility, you need to keep those initial costs low, and you love the idea of managing your business from anywhere. It's the nimble, agile option. Now you should go for a server-based system if your absolute top priorities are stability and speed. You want something that's just rock solid, and you want to keep all your data under your own roof. If your place is so busy that you can't afford a single hiccup, this is the foundation you build on.
And finally, the hybrid system. The best way to think about this is like an insurance policy. You pick this one if you want that offline reliability of a server, but you also crave the modern bells and whistles of the cloud. It's for the owner who basically wants it all and is willing to invest to get that peace of mind.
And honestly, this is the most important thing to remember. There is no one-size-fits-all answer here. The best POS system doesn't exist. The best system is the one that's perfect for your restaurant, for your menu, and for your goals. What a food truck needs is totally different from what a fancy restaurant needs. And that's exactly how it should be.
So, as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with one final thought. Your POS system is so much more than just a fancy cash register. It is the command center for your entire business. So, take a good hard look at your place and ask yourself a serious question. Is my command center ready for whatever comes next?